Check. 1, 2. Market coming in hard here. It's about 10:30. Watching this NVDA and thinking about trying to potentially put a short on between the 296.50s and 297.30s. Also, Apple coming in very hard. Looking potentially for a short up in Apple near the 180 area if it can pop back up there, but right now it's falling apart. Yeah, so this 296.50 area and then 297.30s was another area. How it was like 297 or no 298s basically. See if I'll catch any on the retest here for NVIDIA. As far as Apple's concerned, not sure why that loaded some other symbol. Here we go, Apple. Apple retest of 179.50s and 180s. Stop around the 180.50s. So 79.50 and 180s. 79.50s. $180s. See if we'll get any. I might be too conservative for that. Look like I was right on the offer to get filled on partial on NVIDIA, and I did not get filled. Looks like that went up to a high of 54 cents. And I was at 55 cents offering out on NVIDIA. This Apple is very weak. And this NVIDIA is heading back down to lows. I'm not sure if I'll get a fill anymore. I mean, Apple as well. So 178.30s is low a day on this, and 95.05s low a day on NVIDIA. NVIDIA back up above 96. See if we get filled for anything. Just everything feels very, very weak here. Thinking about moving my offers down to the 79.20s. Around here. Out above 79.60. So I don't think I'm going to get these. I did get some NVIDIA short there on this retest. Trying to get more up above 297. Let's see what we get there. My average right now is 55 cents. 96.55 on NVIDIA to the short side. And Apple on new lows. I am canceling the rest of my orders on Apple. I'm not going to be getting those shares short up there. Going to go ahead and Try to cover half of my NVIDIA at lows if we get down there. Apple very weak. Somehow that got adjusted to a point where I couldn't see it. There we go. Yeah, Apple just very weak. This NVIDIA also looking pretty weak. Market is on lows, so moving in my direction and looking for new lows on NVIDIA. I mean, yeah, 290s could be in the cards, especially if we fall apart today, especially with Apple being so weak. That could definitely be in the cards. Let's take a look at what AMC is doing. AMC is on lows. This thing really fell apart this morning. Yeah, very much just straight sell-off. Did not see a clean way to get into it this morning. Let's take a look. Blue is another one. I was trying to get long this somewhere around here, but never got filled. Lucid, approaching lows here. Do I have low a day alerts? I do. Pfizer, I was trying to look at AMD. AMD is kind of approaching lows. This NVIDIA did pop back up above the hole, above 96 cents. Maybe I'll get a chance to get filled. Oh wow, yeah, maybe I'll get a chance to get filled above 297 and then for a trip back down to lows, but right now I still am favoring this going to lows. So AMD, let's look at this Apple. Nice pop on Apple there. Got up to 179. Apple got up to 179. 20s, it looks like. Maybe not even, just 179s. And then is going to be possibly taking a shot at that previous day close level. But I already pulled my offers to try to get short. This NVIDIA is still hanging out here. We have not made a run at new lows yet. I guess we did try once there, but we're going to try again. I think the chances of us going down to lows is high. I think the chance of us going down to lows is high. Apple above 79, continuing to pop. NVIDIA with a slight pop. NVIDIA above 97 here. I am offering out for another piece up in the 97.30s. Does not look like I'm going to get that piece. Apple is bouncing. Let's take a look at everything else. Here's AMC. It did crack this support on the daily and is starting to head down. Here's NVDA below 96 now. That was quick. It was just above 97, and now we're in the 95s again. Would like to see NVIDIA try to make a shot at low a day here relatively soon. Don't want to sit around in this all day. If it doesn't make a shot here soon, I'm going to start to take partials as we get closer to low a day, especially if I see something on the tape holding it up or showing a bid down here. But I think that we can get down there. I do have a bid sitting down here. We're getting close to it. See if we can get down through these 40s. Getting very close to low a day here. Only about 20 cents away from lows on this NVIDIA. And it's getting jumpy. See if we can do one more flush down here. Here we go. And I did not get filled. There we go. Got filled at low a day. And there we go. There's another. Filled another little piece down there. Canceling the rest of my orders. Filling another piece down there if I can get it. Was not able to get it down there in the 94s. Let's see if I can do one more shot down there. Nope. Did not get anything off in the 94s down there. I was at 94.35. Did not get filled. Popped a point. Gonna go ahead and set my stop just to protect. $15. I think this thing could have run, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get back down to 94.30s and crack. If it does crack new lows there, below 90, 94.30s, this thing could run down to 90. Just be all day. So letting it breathe above this area here for my stop on my remainder. Already booked some profit down at lows at 95.13 and 94.75. Gonna try to cover some more at the next low a day, and I'll even put in a bid below 93s just to catch the check of the other side down there. Now pretty much we let it work or stop us out. Let's take a look what AMC did. Not much there. Apple had a nice pop right up to previous day close, fading off. Blue holding up. Lucid just kind of going sideways there. Okay, well, let's leave it on Apple and go back to our NVIDIA. In pretty good shape here. I think we will go check that 94.30 area again. Let's see if we can get down there. Market's still very much heavy down near the lows. Um, you know what I'll do? I will turn on the stream. Let's do that. Screen, share my screen. Share my screen. That is showing right there. Okay. Test. Check. 1, 2. Okay. Got that going. So next stop is another check of low a day, and then I think the potential for it to check the other side of 93 is high, or of a 94 rather, if we can get back down there. So from this point, I still haven't moved my stop down. AMC making new lows, and that Apple's coming in as well. Let's go ahead and look at AMC quick. New lows on AMC. Getting heavy. If this market starts really coming in, it's going to help this NVDA short. And if we don't come in, it's definitely going to work against us here. So here we are testing. Let's see if we can get a fill down there at lows. And no, we bounced right up off of there. We just bounced right back up off of there. And my bid was down at the 30s. Down at the 30s. And we popped right back above 95. I'll give it some more time to check that spot again, but I want to see it hold below 95 here. AMC ended up making new lows and popping right back up. Let's go back to Apple, keep track of that, as that's going to be kind of a market leader here. Hey guys, I am in, just to catch you up, I am in a short in NVIDIA from this bar right here, which I saw a break. Not the best volume, but I did get filled on half of my position as it retested here and here. I almost got filled for the second half on this retest, but it didn't come quite close enough. So that was right there, and then I almost got filled there, but didn't. And then I covered half into lows, another piece into a flush, and right now I'm looking for this to sit below this 95 level and really hold down here. I would like to see this hold below this 95 level and go retest lows. So we'll see what we get. I have not moved my stop down yet. So NVIDIA is right here. So yeah, it is sitting on that. I mean, I don't think it's well defined, but if it can crack, I think 90s, 290s are in the cards if it can crack. It's just, it is having trouble at this 95 area. There's a lot of buying down here at 95. Market's starting to pop too. Apple's starting to pop. That's not a great sign for me. I'm going to see if I can get some more off down here at 95, in front of 95. Got a little bit more off there in front of 95. Reset my stop. Don't really want to give it all the way back, but I think the potential for it to run another several more points is in the cards if we break down. Market's not helping here on this pop. Still have a wide stop. It would have to get up above here to stop me out, so I'll definitely be wrong if it gets back up here. Back above 96 is here, so Just got to let this thing breathe. Don't really want to see it back up above the previous low a day, which was right there at 295. It kind of dipped below there, checked it, and then just messed around right there. But, you know, we can't. Oh, Oracle. Can only manage the trade. I don't get to choose it. I see Apple is bouncing higher. That's not going to help my trade because the overall market will probably start following or sympathizing with Apple. Here is Oracle breaking out above pre-market highs. I played this on Friday to the long side, and it wasn't a lot of fun. But we'll keep an eye on this Oracle, especially above 104s as well. NVDA still doing this thing. I'm going to set an alert for below 295. Not much to do here except for set on my hands. Been a very, very quiet morning. This is my first trade, which I put on at 10:30. So that's how patient I've been this morning because there just really wasn't much. I saw a couple of things moving, like Apple moved and AMC had a big downward move, and this blue had a down or an up move. AMC had a really nice down move, but I did not find a way in to that AMC. What was I just looking at? Oracle. So I'll watch this NVIDIA, and I'm going to keep an eye on this Oracle on the side here. 95 cents is high day. But yeah, slow day. If the market turns over here and goes to retest lows, that's going to be help. It's going to help my NVIDIA short. This Oracle, that's not enough extension nor enough volume to warrant a long. But we need to keep an eye on it. So I don't like how this NVIDIA is just hanging out here around these 296s. The longer this hangs out, the less and less likely it is to follow through to the downside. It doesn't look like there's an active seller in here right now. So I am not really liking this tape in NVIDIA right now for a continued downside. We need the market's help. Let's look back at Oracle. Yeah, that's not good from NVIDIA's standpoint. But it could just be that kind of chop day. It wouldn't be surprising based on the pre-market. So Oracle over 104 is one to keep an eye on. See the healthcare sectors on highs as well. Let's go look at Apple. Is it continuing to bounce? It is. That's not a good sign for us. Let's look at AMD. Also bouncing. Also not a good sign for us. Not going to move my stop yet. Going to let it play out. I think that NVIDIA is more vulnerable than AMD is here. We'll let it play out. Plus, I only have runner size off because I took half at lows and then another piece down here, another piece down here. So we will let it run and stop us out, but we would need some market help in order to revisit lows. Let's just go ahead and look through everything at this point. Starting with Apple up here. Nice big pop in Apple. Apple did a really big screw you to both sides. On the long side, stopping out below pre-market lows. On the short side, this little pop above 182s to just kill. Look at this NVIDIA coming in. Wow, that was quick. That was not a thick bid on NVIDIA. Came down there in a hurry. Okay. I mean, we're less than a point away from lows now, so let's see if we can go make a second run at lows here. I'd love to see this offer come down and hold below 95s, but I don't see an active seller in here. Anyways, Apple did a screw you on both sides, stopping out the longs here, stopping out the shorts here above 182s, and then it just, just absolutely tanked right there. And now it looks like it's lost a little bit of the momentum that it had during this part of the move. AMC, this is the one I was watching down, going down all morning long, or all open session long, and now it looks like that seller is done and gone. Looking at this NVIDIA, see if we can check the other side of 95. Don't want to see 95 buying there. A lot of volume at this 95. That's a nice crack of 95s. There's NVIDIA holding below 95 now. Let's see if they can hold it down there. Dema posts a chart. This is NVIDIA daily. Okay. So it should be the same thing as this chart down here. Yeah, I mean, you could make an argument that there's support here, support here. There's definitely areas of congestion over in this area. I think it's more of a sentiment and context and more of a narrative standpoint that this looks heavy to me. We have what appears to be a heavy market. If the market makes new lows, NVIDIA will probably follow suit. Especially if Apple and some of the other chip makers, not Apple being a chip maker, but if some of the other chip makers are hitting lows in sympathy. I mean, right now we're only, 50 cents off of lows. That's nothing for NVIDIA, can do that in a split second. So right now, I think it's just sit tight and let the market play out. If this holds as a bottom and we start to recover from here, then yeah, I'll probably get stopped out. But I'm not going to move my stop down yet on my short. I'm going to just let this work. We're starting to hold below 95s. A little bit better there. Seeing some retail lots come through. And I have another bid to cover a piece at lows. It's only in 20 cents. So if we go recheck lows and this 50 cents drops, which they just did, I mean, I'm 10 cents away from getting that rebid. See if we can get down to that 30 areas. Here we are. Can I get filled? I did not get filled. I'm going to try to get filled at 52 here. Got filled there. So I saw it come down to lows. There it goes and cracks some more. New lows on NVIDIA down to 294s. So got another piece off down here at lows. And now we're cooking. We're 2 points in the money. And this runner, the rest of this runner is going to be on the footprint mechanical exit. So I'm just going to let this thing go for the rest of this. I mean, I have no size left. I have a tenth of my initial position, so I only got filled on half. So we're just going to let it go, practice those muscles, and let's see. If we can crack 94s, then I think 90s could happen. I mean, look at the red coming in here on the low ticker. Look at the market turning over here. So looking pretty good. Gonna go ahead and move my stop, or put my stop back up here in the 30s, 97 30s. So up here for the remaining runner. And then I'll just set an alert for 294s, low a day. See if we can crack that. We'll just let the thing run. Going back here, AMC consolidating at lows. SGMA apparently got halted. I can barely see that footprint. Let's adjust the Sierra chart tick values. Does 5 work better? That does work better. Let's go ahead and modify this to be a 5 tick on the footprint. Forgot what the SGMA news was. Not that. Q2 earnings report. I will say I'm glad I didn't get ripped up in the first hour of the day trading subpar setups, and that I instead waited for something better, like this drop on NVIDIA, this one, to get involved in, which looks much better compared to all the other stuff that I saw. Still not perfect, but it looked much better than everything else I saw. They're going to drop this below 90. I'm going to put an oh shit bid in down a point lower just in case we get a huge flush down, which can happen in stocks like NVIDIA, which are very thin comparatively to something like, I don't know, Apple. If we get a big flush down below a whole number, it could fill me down there really quickly. So you have to have your bids in place beforehand. Here's lows, and there's the crack of 94 on NVIDIA down to the 70s. See if we can get another push down here. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep pushing down to those 50s. There we go. I'm going to cover a piece here if I can get a fill. I could not. Did not get a fill down there. I was at 48s. There we go. Got another fill down there. And now we're coming down to 93s. This thing is really coming in quickly now. Really coming in quick now. Let's see if we go check the other side of 93s. Here comes a check in 93. There's another one, got filled down there at lows. All right, we're 3.5 points in the money. We had about 40 cents of risk, so it's good risk reward on this so far. Down here in the 92s, I have no size left whatsoever, but we'll have to analyze that after I'm out of the trade. Just have very, very little size left, and if we get a big flush, yeah, just one, just one, yeah, just one. The runner, it's the runner, yeah. I took half off. If this swings down to 92, I'm just going to cover it and be done. I don't think the risk reward for holding all the way back up to 97 makes sense anymore, especially since my target was like down near 90. So if we get a quick flush here on the tape down to the 92s or checking below 92s, I'm going to go ahead and cover it there. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I covered half at lows here, and then I sat through this, and then just started taking pieces off as we kept flushing and hitting new lows. But my risk was very, this was the area I was risking to, like right there. And I had another offer to get filled on my second piece right there, and my stop was like right there. So I was risking about 40 cents. So for being 3.5 points in the money, 40 cents risk, I'll take that. Here's 92s. Yeah, at this point, I mean, it's not about the P&L at this point. It's about practicing the muscles for managing these runners and these last pieces. I think it's a common thing to always wish you had more size on for your winners and less size on for your losers. But the question is down here at 92, if I think 90's a reasonable extension target for NVDA on this move, how much does it make sense to give back? Well, I don't have my footprint exit yet. Here's new lows testing on NVIDIA. Does it make sense to give back to the 97.30s if we're down at 92? I would argue no. It does not make sense to give back to that. So I don't have a footprint exit in here, but it's just the risk reward to make 2 more points to give up 5 points to make 2 more points doesn't make sense anymore. Let's go ahead and look. What is a 3-minute? I'm on the 9-minute. The 3-minute is not showing a footprint exit, but is showing high volume on this. One of the cats is meowing its head off over there in the other room. I'll switch back to a 9-minute before I do something stupid. I don't even have a stop in place. Let me I need to develop some kind of system for this type of situation where you have a runner and it doesn't make sense to give back all the way here. I'm not going to develop it while I'm in the middle of this trade, but I'm just talking out loud of this gap in my strategy that I don't have developed that I need to build. It doesn't make sense to give all the way back, so where do you stop out of the runner? I just don't think it makes sense. We are still near lows. Market looks really heavy, so starting to get a little high volume coming in here. I think I'll just go ahead and put the stop at break even, 296.55s. I don't think that I want to be short anymore if it gets back above that level. So I'm not sure it makes sense to give back that much either, but I feel like if I have a runner, I'm not, and I don't have a reason to exit yet, then break even is at least the least damaging thing I could do, because I know I'm not going to lose money on this trade. I know this is going to be a profitable trade, but also I'm giving that tiny, tiny last piece room to run if it should fall down. And it's not going to hurt me if it comes back to stop me out for break even. So I'll just go ahead and put this at 296.55 just to have a stop in place. And we will sit and watch this. And we'll take a look at other things moving. This blue, wow. Wow. Look at that. I was looking to get long this thing on this move. I never got filled. And then it just seemed like it died. That's quite a move there. Hmm. Let's look at Apple. Let's look at AMC. Let's look at Lucid. Now that is a bit noisy. Here we go. Lucid. NVDA's on my other market maker box. Pfizer still near highs. That's impressive. AMD. Oh, interesting. Big drop out there. A little bit of size coming in on this NASDAQ at 93.80s. We don't know if that's real, or if it's, we don't know if it's real or if it's fake and trying to push the market into the other direction. Normally large offer for the level 2 here on NVIDIA, 20,000 shares. Let's see if we can go check 92s and go look at low a day one more time. Crack that low a day. There's 93 breaking. A little bit of stacking happening here. Some algos coming in stacking right around 93.10. We're about 20, 30, 30, 40 cents away from lows on NVIDIA. Anyway, so there's AMD. Let's look at Neo, No Man's Land, Peloton, consolidating near lows there. No volume down here in any of these. Really, it's just blue and Apple. Wondering if I should take a shot on this blue on the long side, but this thing has just been dicking around all day. I don't really want that in my life right now. A little pop off this 93 here. We never went to check lows. See if we can go look at lows here. Let me set an alert for lows. That's 43 cents, low a day. Lucid is on lows. Let's go look at that. And I want to keep track of this blue to see if this actually ends up working out. Lucid cracking lows here. Market on lows. That's going to help my NVIDIA short. I want to keep track of that blue. So if we get up to 980s, I'll just put a high a day up here. And then what was it I just looked at? LCID? It's kind of a double bottom potentially there. Here's NVIDIA trying to go retest that low a day. I'm gonna reset my alert for Lucid at lows. Struggling to stay below 93s. NVIDIA. Market looking heavy. Oracle. It's not really doing much. Apple. Oracle, new high a day. Gonna switch to a 5-minute here. Oracle above 104s. That was the spot from Friday, if I recall. Let's keep an eye on that Oracle in case it decides it wants to put in some kind of run. There's Lucid making new lows. Let's keep an eye on that Oracle. 105s. What happened with my hockey there? There we go. Lucid. Lucid cracked lows. Just tick the low. I'll just do that. We're back below 93s here on NVIDIA. Let's watch here as we go make a run for lows. We'll pick up in volume here. They're pushing into it a little bit more. Definitely some volume coming in here on this NVIDIA. Only 20 cents from lows. Good chance we'll go check it. Market's on lows. Nothing really falling apart though. $0.10 from lows, NVIDIA. It's trying. Lucid, more lows. If all of this starts to come in at the same time, this NVIDIA could go visit 90. About a nickel away from lows on NVIDIA. 5 cents. There's lows on NVIDIA. New lows. Let's go check the other side at 92. What I wouldn't want to see here is it to pop back up above 93 immediately. That would not be a great sign for my short anymore. But this is looking heavy, and I thought I saw some selling and pressing coming in, so this looks like it will check the other side of 92. There they go. More pushing. I'd like to see this crescendo, to use musical terms, and some kind of big flush as the seller steps on the gas, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen on this attempt. Now 4 points in the money on this trade. Highs are in highs. That was a pretty weak low for NVIDIA. What was it, 15 cents? That's nothing. Let's go ahead and set an alert for the other side of 92. Low a day. Lucid made lows. I don't see anything to do there. Let's go look at blue. Blue came in. That's why I didn't want to take the long attempt on this, because this thing just looked like it was dicking around all day long. So didn't take that. Let's look at Apple. Apple did make fresh lows after that pop. It looks like it popped up to VWAP, kissed VWAP, and came in. Didn't see a good way to get into Apple at the time. Here's NVIDIA. I'm trying to make another attempt at lows. There's lows, 15 cents, new lows NVIDIA. Checking the other, so there it is. And there, I'm out. I'm flat on that flush. What did I get? 60s. And it's down to 30s. Now it's going to go check the other side. Boom. That's where I should have gotten out. Well, you can't catch everything, can you? So it did get down to the 90s, which was my which was my initial target. So now that I'm flat, it can go ahead and tank to the 80s. So that was a 4+ point trade off of a footprint setup. Oh, now she's really coming in. Did all the hard work and then... Yeah, I really need to work on my exits, guys. That's an area that needs a lot of improvement. So I think I'm still recording this, so I'll be able to hear tonight how embarrassing this looks as this goes probably to check the 80s, 89s. But overall, okay. 291.66s. Let me cancel my stop, which is still in there. So, okay, nice trade. Thank you. When you have a chance going over the entry, I sure can. The entry was this bar here is what triggered my entry. Didn't see anything here worthwhile, and then I just had low a day alerts, and then when I saw this crack, I like the structure and I like the market sentiment at the time, and I like the vulnerability on the daily chart for this NVDA, and just so sentiment and then technicals and then daily and then structure on the break here, just the way that this broke, I liked. So I put some offers out in the 97s. I got filled for one, I think around here, and I almost got filled for another one up here, but I did not get it for my second half. So I only got half a position on, took half off at low a day, and then just covered into flushes as it kept dropping out. So, and I just covered the last piece at 91.60s there. So, and it got down to 90.30s. And I thought in the morning, and this is probably recorded on the early part of this trade, which I'll have to upload, but it'll be long, that if we broke down here, if the market was in our favor and things started to go, this could go visit 290. And that's exactly what it looks like it happened. Not because it's good that I was right, but the fact that I was able to see the larger play from that standpoint. It just looked vulnerable to me on the daily. So the fact that there was a larger play that was visible from there, that looked good. So this is a long video. Let me cut this so that